My name is Grainne McMahon. I'm Assistant Principal of Horticulture here in Kildalton College. Welcome to our Horticulture webinar event. We have an action-packed evening for you here where we have graduates, students, staff who are all happy to talk to you about the courses we have here in Kildalton College and our facilities. And we want you to interact with us. We want loads of questions coming in tonight. So we are here now in the Horticulture unit in Kildalton College. We're in the nursery where we produce over 30,000 plants per year from trees, shrubs, bedding plants, herbaceous perennials, all ornamental plants that are going into the wholesale industry. Our students are involved in all aspects of the nursery, from propagation, looking after plants, and right through to preparation for sale. We also have a large variety, or a large area of grounds here in Kildalton College. We have 4 hectares of landscape grounds where students are involved in the hard landscaping and soft landscaping, designing and building gardens, and in maintenance of the gardens. We also have a wide variety of fruit and veg crops which we grow here in Kildalton College. So now we are in the protected crops glasshouse where we are currently planting early potatoes. We also use this for other crops such as lettuce, celery. We have the garlic, we have the onions here at present. So again, everything that we grow here, our students grow it here and they look after it and they harvest it right through to sale. We're now in the strawberry glass house where students will be planting our strawberries next week when they come back into the college. We sell these wholesale as well. We also produce raspberries, blackberries, black currants, red currants, white currants, wide variety of plants. We're also now into the area where we grow our bedding plants. So we're getting ready to buy in our bedding plants next week. And we have a lot of plants coming in from, we're sowing them from seed, getting them ready. So when the students are back in next week, to be pricking them out, growing them on and getting ready for sale. We have our potatoes are chitting away here, getting ready for planting outdoors in the next couple of weeks. So as well as the indoor crops of fruit and veg, we also have outdoor crops in the field as well. Now we're out on our turf grass facility where we have 3 par-3 green facility. We also have sports pitches which we use for student training, from mowing, aeration, fertilisation, all aspects of maintenance. Our students carry it out here in the college. Very practical course. Down here we have our orchards, which are part of our fruit and veg unit. So we have culinary, dessert and cider apples, which again, our students are involved from pruning at this time of year right through to harvest back in September and October. So this is a quick overview of what we've got in the horticulture unit down in Kildalton College. We'll go back to studio now and we'll talk to our graduate. So I'll remind you now that we are live here tonight and this session is all about you. So if you have any questions for the panel, please get them into us. If you go to the bottom of your monitor and click on the Q&A icon, you can type in any question. It'll come through to us here on the tablet and we can ask our panel here. So first in the panel this evening, we have Eamon Kealy. Eamon, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Eamon Kealy. I'm a lecturer here in Kildalton College. I've been teaching here for about 5 years. And some of the areas that I teach in here are sports turf, market gardening, and also, I suppose, food production in general.
And next in the panel, we have Dale McEvoy. Dale is a landscaper in Waterford. Before we talk to Dale, we're going to look at a quick video about Dale when we met up with him on his yard last week.
My own name is Dale McEvoy. I'm from Waterford City. I have a landscaping company in Waterford. It's in business now 10 years this June coming. It was set up in June 2010. I done 2 courses in Kildalton College, level 5 horticulture certificate and level 6 advanced certificate in horticulture. My business covers everything from grounds maintenance, garden design, construction. We do all our own designs, all our own planting schemes. We consult with clients from the get-go through the whole job to the end of the job. What really gets me going about the whole working for yourself, the whole self-employed thing is the fact that you get up every morning and you're achieving something every day. You're meeting new people, you're seeing a finished result. It's the start, the mid, the during and the after of the job gets me really motivated to it because it's a different job every week. Some jobs go on for a day, some go on for 2 or 3 weeks. but it's the result and the people smile at the end of the job when they see their new patio, they see their new landscape design, they see their old overgrown garden grow into something completely different. Everything I learned in Kildalton has all come to fruition through my own business. Everything from the lecturer's advice, the practical side of the learning in the afternoon up there, the nursery stock, the plant names, the weed identification, the landscape design, even how to run a business, the business plan, how to get equipment ready, maintain your equipment. There's a vast amount of knowledge in Kildalton with the lecturers. The experience I remember from Kildalton is fantastic, that it's never a dull moment in a way that you're learning something new every day. Every single day is you're achieving new knowledge and more practical. I'd always say if anybody is looking to get into the horticulture industry, whether it be landscaping, golf course, maintenance, floristry, nursery stock, garden design, I'd always say experience it all. Get a taste for it all through Kildalton first. Have a look at the course, engulf yourself in every single module, make an attempt at every module, do every practical bit of learning you can, try out everything, but look long term and look at what's doing well. For me personally, Kildalton has advanced me. It's advanced me in different ways. It's advanced me in being able to handle situations with on-site consultations with customers. It has given me great, vast knowledge of the horticulture industry overall, not just in landscaping or maintenance. It's given me a good insight into life itself around horticulture and around the industry, the way it's after growing. Like I know 10 years ago, 11 years ago is a good while ago now, and things have moved on since then. But everything that I do on a daily basis, something in that day or on that job during the day has been given to me by Kildalton. It's encouraged me to change things, to use certain machines or certain tools that Kildalton used. The likes of the lecturers are fantastic lecturers. They always were. They have vast knowledge. They're able to give you a good insight. They're able to give you a life experience of what they learned. But I think for me, it's just given me confidence to progress with my own business and give me the motivation to keep going and to push it more as time goes on.
So Dale, from the video we can see that you have a very successful landscaping business in Waterford. Can you start off by telling us, why did you study horticulture? Why did you get into a career in horticulture?
I was thinking about that, Grainne, the past while before this, and I think it really kind of stemmed back to when I was very young in school, and I kind of took it up as a part-time job, cutting grass for people on summer holidays, and I always had an interest in the outdoors, whether it was cycling, running, walking, and I just loved being outside. And then the kind of interest grew when I started working in a garden centre. When I first left school, and then I was working for a landscape company, and the passion, the love kind of came into it then from that moment on, and I knew I kind of wanted to kind of work in the horticulture industry, whether it be for a garden centre or a landscape company. And it was from kind of that moment I decided I'd further it by going to Kildalton and looking into the courses that they offer.
So why did you choose Kildalton to do your course, Dale?
I chose Kildalton for a number of reasons, Grainne. Kildalton is a highly recognised college, and it's been in existence for a long time, doing horticulture, equine, agriculture. But what Kildalton has is vast. It has a lot of stuff for the horticulture industry, with the nursery, the golf course. It has its own grounds. There's a lot of machinery here that is catering for garden maintenance, landscaping, and as well as that, it has a great reputation from past people that I knew that attended Kildalton.
Eamon, in the video, Dale mentioned that there's different careers in horticulture. Can you diversify a little bit on the type of careers that graduates from Kildalton Horticulture go into?
Absolutely. When you think about the horticultural sector in general, it is broad. In Kildalton here, we've had level 5, level 6 and level 7 graduates. I suppose going to every sector and into every county in the country itself. So if you think about, say for example, nursery stock management, the sports turf or greenkeeping, we've also got our food production end of things. So we've even had students that have ended up as superintendents in parks in County Dublin, working for county councils in the landscape department. So the horticulture course is varied. The graduates that we have are varied, and I suppose the jobs that they get are very varied when you think about it at the end of the day.
And actually, when I say that to you, a couple of graduates are coming to mind who are actually gone international. We have several graduates who are over in the States or in Dubai and all over the world, and they're still working within the industry in various parts of it as well. So, Dale, it's 10 years since you were here in Kildalton College. What was your favourite part of being a student here in Kildalton?
I think, Grainne, looking back on it, A lot of time has moved on since then, but looking back at it now, the practical side of it, working outside in the afternoons, getting a touch into the likes of the orchards that are here, the vegetable production, fruit production, and then as well as that, you have the nurseries. So every week was varied. You done the nursery for a week, then the following week you could be out in the orchards doing the fruit pick and veg crop production. Then you could be doing the golf course or green maintenance, and you could be doing forestry work with the laurels that are in the forest, pruning, trimming with the lecturers at the time. I think it was Brian. And it was just a practical side of it, really. It was hands-on. It was full hands-on. And you got to see how to prune back a shrub properly down to the nodal points, using the different types of felco, secateurs, loppers, using pole saws, using hedge cutters, the different types of rotivators, stone barriers, machinery that was here at the time. But obviously it's moved on since then. There's a lot more modern machinery and things have been renewed since then. But I think it was the practical side of it really stood out to me. Obviously now there's a lot of theory in the classroom that I loved as well, and it gained great experience for me down the line as time went on.
And what was your favourite subject, Dale?
I think the plant identification, Grainne. At the time, we had to learn, I think it was 250 different types of plants and the Latin name for the plants. And that seems a lot and it seems very hard and technical, but at the time it was. But as time went on, as the weeks passed, you start to recognise the plants quickly, because with the nursery in Kildalton, everything is labelled. You see the name on the plant, you see the name on the trees, and as time go on, you walk through the nursery outside on the grounds, you start to see trees and shrubs that are planted outside, and you start to kind of familiarise yourself better. And even in garden centres locally, you'd start to see plants and trees quick that you'd recognise without even looking at the label. And that benefited me big time as time went on in my own business, to be able to consult with clients and to be able to recommend certain trees and shrubs that are suitable for their gardens, whether it be shade, fully open spots, wet ground, dry ground.
We have a question after coming in here, Eamon. Is sports turf or ground maintenance course a way I can learn to be greenkeeping? So I suppose if somebody's interested in greenkeeping, I think that's the way we look at that question.
Yeah, greenkeeping, I suppose, or sports turf management, as maybe some people call it. At level 6, we provide a program or a module which is called Sports Turf Science and Management, and we run it here through the college. Generally, you need to have a small bit of experience before you're able to get into the level 6 program. And from our level 5 program, what you could do is you could progress from that level 5 program straight into the advanced certificate level 6, which then would include the module which is Sports Turf Science and Management.
So in sports turf and greenkeeping, there's a lot of equipment, and we do have a lot of equipment here in Kildalton.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the equipment and the experience that students would get on the equipment? Or are they just seeing it demonstrated, or are they physically getting to use equipment here in the college?
Well, the main thing about Kildalton is that Kildalton is unique. We've got agriculture, we've got equine, and we've got horticulture all on the one campus. I have the ability to be able to go down to the machinery, tillage guys, and to be able to work with some of their machines. And we're able to crisscross information and ideas and stuff like that. But the big thing about it is that our horticulture students are exposed to big tractors, small tractors, excuse me, and then also, I suppose, compact equipment that you might find on smaller farms. The other unique thing about Kildalton is that we have 4 hectares of a commercial orchard here. We've got orchard equipment that probably there's no other college in the country that has stuff that's up to our spec here. And all of our students get a chance to operate and be trained on each piece of equipment here at Kildalton.
Dale, as part of your course here in Kildalton, you would have completed work experience. Can you tell us a little bit about the work experience and whether it was a good idea, or did it benefit you in your going forward and developing a business on your own?
It did, Grainne. The work placement I done was a long-based placement. I think it was 33 weeks at the time or that, and it covered a vast amount of areas between garden maintenance, landscaping on a domestic scale and a commercial scale. We done a lot of groundworks, ground preparation before topsoil was brought in, laying out of gardens. We done a lot of work on the Waterford bypass. Actually, the landscaper I was with for the placement was contracted in for the bypass, and we done a lot of embankments, a lot of groundworks, and we've seen the likes of different trees going in for embankment. We used an awful lot of different types of grass seed. The Toll Plaza in Waterford actually was a landscaping job we done at the time. I think it was 2009. We were doing it, and it benefited me long term because I seen a large scale landscaping job going on. Whereas a private garden is domestic. You're in the one area. You could be out of a private job in a number of days or a week. But a large scale operation like that went on for numerous amount of months, and you see it from start to finish of the ground prep, the curbs going in, the concrete, the topside being brought in by machinery, the ground levelling, the black cedar machines coming in, the stone rakes, all that taking place. And it gives you great spec and ideas for your own business down the line of what you'd like to achieve or what you'd like to get into.
Well, the final question, Dale, what advice would you give to somebody thinking of maybe studying horticulture and getting into a career of horticulture?
If I could advise anybody about horticulture itself, I'd say to them to look into all the different areas of horticulture, not just landscaping. Look into the likes of the nursery, look into the garden centre, look into floristry. Kildalton, at the time I was here, done a floristry module, and that was beneficial to me because you see a different side to horticulture. You mightn't be cut out or built for the hard landscaping or the nursery or the golf course side of things. You could look into forestry, but experience them all. Volunteer, do a bit of work in a garden centre part-time, look for a landscaping job in the summertime, even if you wanted to contact a nursery in the busy times. But I definitely recommend try out every part of horticulture if you can and experience them all.
Thanks, Dale, for joining us here this evening.
No problem.
If anyone has any more questions for Dale, just please send them in. We will happily ask Dale after this session this evening, and we will send on the answers to you via email. Next up, we are going to talk to a current student at Kildalton College. But before we bring him into the studio, we're going to show a short clip of Minh Tuan Dam in the horticulture unit in Kildalton last week.
Hi, my name is Minnie. I'm from Waterford, and I'm currently a level 5 student here in horticulture in Kildalton. I was working part-time in a nursery, and I got the draw for working in it, working with plants, working with nature, working in the outdoors, because my jobs before was always indoors based, and now I came to a part of my life where I want to be more outdoors, and that's what brought me to Kildalton. Because of the great reputation that Kildalton have, there's plenty of parts that I enjoy in the course, but what I mainly enjoy about the course is the hands-on experience that I get from it. You know, the way they run the course here in Kildalton is they have 50-50. 50% is book academics work, and then 50% is the practical side. I enjoy all modules, but in particular, I enjoy the Horticultural module because of the machinery that they have here in Kildalton. Say the mowers here that they have, we get plenty of experience on them, we get the hands-on. Maybe not necessarily you would get in industry until you are more experienced. Originally, I came in here with a mind to do nursery production, but as more the course progressed, I changed my mind and I actually enjoyed landscaping now. And what I enjoy about the landscaping side is a sense of achievement and sense of satisfaction after the job being done, whether it's cleaning up, whether it's building a wall, whether it's doing a path, something like that. It's just great satisfaction to get at the end of the day. After I finish my level 5 here in Kildalton, I'm hoping to go on to advance to do my level 6 in horticulture, and I'm hoping to specialise in the landscaping side. And in 5 years' time, I could see myself owning my own landscaping business, or I could end up working for a big contractor around the country somewhere, or maybe international, you never know. So the way they teach here in Kildalton is with the mindset of looking after nature, looking after your soil. They want to do things by biological control and stepping away from the chemicals of the old times.
So Minnie, thank you for joining us here this evening. You're studying the Level 5 Certificate in Horticulture. Can you tell us a little bit about the course?
Yeah, it's a great course. The lecturers are very knowledgeable and they're very passionate as well. So they portray this onto us and therefore making us kind of in the same kind of way passionate about.
So it's a one-year course, Minnie. Like what subjects are you studying during the course you're doing now?
I think I did a count earlier on. I think there's about 9 subjects altogether. There's HortMech, there's Plant ID, there is plant science, there's soil science, all stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Eamon, in the video, Minnie mentioned that in Kildalton we use sustainable methods. Can you go into that a little bit and what are sustainable methods and what do we do here?
I suppose at Kildalton, we're very lucky that and unique that we have a working farm here on the campus. So When we talk about having a working farm, we have 4 hectares of apples. We've got a hectare of cut foliage, probably an acre of glass, and we've got multiple polytunnels and multiple crops. So sustainable methods involve using principles of integrated pest management. So in other words, chemicals are not always the answer or the solution to your problems. So what we have here in Kildalton is basically, I suppose, programs in place to minimise the effect of pests and diseases on our crops here. Some examples of that might be in the nursery, where we will monitor our crops, and we'll have these things called threshold levels. And once these crops, or I suppose once the pest or disease reaches a certain threshold, it's at that point there that we might actually input, say for example, I suppose a biological control, or maybe a pest predator or something into the actual crop itself. So the level 5 and the level 6 students here will often be exposed to those situational things. Fred in the nursery and Danielle will actually get out there. They'll get the students to hang the traps. Ivan and myself inside in the actual the strawberry glasshouse will actually set up SWD traps. Everything is sustainable as much as it can be in the actual unit itself.
And is that what happens in industry, or is it different?
Very much so. No, the whole thing is evolving over the last 20 years. If you think back, there might have been that reach for the can of pesticide kind of aspect of it. We've moved far from that, and we don't want our students coming out of here with just back at a kind of answers which are just reach for a pesticide. So what we do is we put them into situations, we give them practical, I suppose, discussions about different pests and diseases, and then what we'll find is that they might actually come across and use some of the biological or the predators that are out there from some manufacturers.
Many, due to COVID this year, I suppose the course has been taught a little bit differently, and since January you've been home a lot and being taught online. How has that been for you and the group?
Sometimes it's very hard to find a motivation, after sitting down in the class all day and then having to sit down and study in the evening. That can be hard too. But the lecturers have done their best to keep us all interactive and keep us all interested in the subjects,
And so you're back in the college now for your practical since last week. How has that been?
Oh, that's great. Just to be out of the house, to be out in the outdoors, getting fresh air, and also just for a bit of human interaction, at the end of the day.
I'm going to put you on the spot now, Minnie. I'm going to ask you, and thinking in this here now, you have 2 of your lectures in front of you. What's your favourite subject?
Actually, my favourite subject really is landscape construction. But to be honest, I came in from the nursery side thinking that's what I was going to do. But after doing a bit, I was swayed towards landscaping. And also, like Dale, I like the planting ID as well. I find that very helpful because for looking up plants and just knowing about plants in general.
So Eamon, a lot of our students would complete the level 5 certificate in horticulture. So what are their options after completing that course?
Our students here would have, I suppose, many options. There's always the option that once you finish your level 5, you can go and you can actually start work. Excuse me. But what we'd be looking for, hopefully, is that if the possibility is there that the student or the graduate would like to actually progress further on. So we have a level 6 program here, an advanced certificate in horticulture, which runs from September all the way through to June, which is a year-long program. And then we also have, in conjunction with our university, or I suppose our Institute of Technology down the road, Waterford, we have a level 7 program, which we teach here as well. So progression is what we're looking for our students.
And Minnie, what do you hope to do after you finish your level 5?
I hope next year to go on and do the advanced certificate in horticulture to level 6 next year. That's what I hope to do.
So apart from teaching you here, do the staff in Kildalton College help students in any other way?
Great, they've great help. They assign each person a mentor, and the mentor gives direction to the person about what sectors they want to go in. Because there's so many sectors within horticulture that sometimes you can get jumbled and you're not sure which way you go. And Eamon is actually my tutor, and he's great.
Yeah. A question's after coming in here from John. Can students live in the college?
Yes. The student can live in the college. There's accommodation on campus here. I think there's 80 rooms in total, and I'm not too sure about the price for the accommodation for the year, but
it's €70 a week, and that accommodation is available for our first year students. So second years would find accommodation maybe locally or maybe commuting from home from that. And speaking of helping students and supporting students, we do have an access programme for students who may have difficulties with learning or physical disadvantages that they need support in. So next up, we have a video from our Access Support Officer, Mary O'Flaherty, to talk about that.
My name is Mary O'Flaherty and I am the Access Officer here in Kildalton College. One of my roles is to support students with specific learning difficulties or disabilities, as well as supporting student welfare. So it's important to us that you disclose if you have a learning difficulty so we can support you. To do this, you need to tick the box on your online application form where it asks you if you have a specific learning difficulty or disability. I will then contact you to ask for a copy of your report or diagnosis that you can either send in by post to the college or email to me directly. I will then arrange a meeting with you to create a support plan that would only be given to your faculty teachers. My aim is to complete this before the start of your term so that you're not identified or labelled. We have a number of supports we can offer in Kildalton College, from a reader and scribe for exams in a separate room with extra time, to a support or a grinds tutor for 2 one-hour sessions a week. We can offer a spelling and grammar waiver, as well as possibly a dictaphone to loan or support in the use of speech-to-text technologies. Help is available to you once we know. In supporting students' emotional health, we have a student assistance program operated by Spectrum Life that offers free counselling, someone that will listen to you and understand your issues, as well as offering financial or legal advice. Kildalton College staff are also available to support you with during your time with us here. Kildalton has a mentoring program that allocates a specific teacher to support your learning and well-being throughout term time. And our aim is to help you to get the very best out of your college experience with us. The very best of luck.
So in that video, Mary mentioned that, there is access support here for our students. Do many horticulture students look for access support in the college, Eamon?
Grainne, it varies from year to year, to be quite honest. But at the end of the day, the main thing is that the supports are there. And to be quite honest, a lot of us may not be fully aware of who's getting what, but in general, there'll be scribes or readers which will be assigned to people on occasion, for sure, absolutely.
There's a question after coming in here from Fergal, and is there any part of the horticulture modules based on organic production? Organic production is key to a number of our modules here in Kildalton. So at level 5, we have a module called fruit and vegetable production. We, I suppose, deliver that module with conventional and organic production in mind. And the second thing is, at level 6, we have another module which is called market gardening. Market gardening has a lot more emphasis on the organic end of things, soil health, soil biology, stuff like that. A lot of the practices and the principles from level 5 are followed through into level 6 at market gardening level. So while maybe it's not on the front cover of each of the modules, definitely we deliver each of those modules there with that key focus in mind, for sure. Mm-hmm. Can I get the Green Cert by studying horticulture? Is another question that's after coming in.
You can. So the Green Cert is available after you complete the Advanced Certificate level 6 here in Kildalton College. But just to take note as well that if you're applying to the college maybe at level 7, that it's also an approved Green Certificate course with the Department of Agriculture as well.
Brilliant. Minnie, any advice for anyone thinking of studying horticulture?
Any advice for anyone? Keep an open mind and just you have to like the outdoors. That's a big factor as well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. And there's great diversity in the group that you have in horticulture. Is that a good thing, or is it? How does it work?
That's a great thing, because we all draw our experiences. We take from each other and we can help out each other. So somebody would have some experience in some walk of life, and they could incorporate that into horticulture as well.
And you're going out to do your work experience in another month. Have you that organised yet?
Yes, I have that organised. Yeah, I'm going working for a landscaping company hopefully I'll get to see some of the things that Dale got to see, like some of the big jobs. You know, like he said, like planting the bypass and that'd be something good I'd like to see. Yeah.
Well, that will wrap it up here for us here in the studio. I'd like to thank our panel here this evening, Eamon Kealy, a lecturer here in Kildalton College, Minnie, who is a current student in the Level 5 Certificate in Horticulture, and Dale McEvoy, who was in the studio earlier from Dale McEvoy Landscapes, who is a graduate on our course. For those of you who have sent in questions that we didn't get to, we will answer your questions and we will email them back to you. If you want more information about our course, if you go to the Teagasc website, you will find under education, there's a link to Kildalton College, and you will find lots of information there. To apply for our courses, you need to apply online as well. So if you go to the Teagasc website, go to education, you'll see a link to apply online, click on horticulture, and you'll see Level 5 Certificate in Horticulture. There's the full-time course there. We also have Level 5 Component Awards in Horticulture. That's our part-time horticulture course, and the Level 6 Advanced Certificate in Horticulture. So our application form is open now, and it's open until the 23rd of July. So we are having a high level of applications, so get your application in. If anyone wants to contact us in the college here, please do so. We're more than happy to answer your questions. If COVID restrictions are eased during the summertime and you are able to travel and you want to come down and see the college, contact us and we'd be more than happy to show you around the college. Thank you for joining us here tonight, and we hope to see you here next September. Take care.